Brothers and sisters, welcome to our update. Since our last report, there have been some exciting developments.
A very, very important subject. Who really is the faithful and discreet slave? So what I did, folks, is I went to the Watchtower site right here. I plugged in faithful, discreet slave, and it brought up two articles. We'll take a look at the first article. It's from their Proclaimer's book. It's the latest, faithful and discreet slave. So you go all the way to the bottom, and it only ever shows faithful and discreet slave in quotations. You notice that? And here we're trying to learn about the Bible, right? So that's all it's showing in quotations. I'll highlight it here in blue, you see, and they show it that way. So you go all the way through, read all this stuff that they use, all these other scriptures to try to justify it's them. This is the manufactured title. We can easily see it. Right at the bottom, the domestics are all those who belong to the Christian congregation. So that's the other sheep, they call it. And the other sheep in the Jehovah's Witness organization is the lesser ones, the ones like I was for 30 years, the other sheep out serving and doing all the work. But here we have the other members that make up the faithful and discreet slave. Well, they are the ones, when I was in it, that would be the ones that would partake of the emblems. And there were many. Today, there's around 21,000. Typically, they would be the faithful slave. But apparently that didn't give the rulers or the cult members, the 8 members, the governing body presently enough power. So they came up with this other article. And it's a really short article, The Role of the Faithful Slave. And again, it's very short. Who are they? They only quote part of the scripture right here. Take a look right there. It's they made it bold, even just the part that they want. They quoted that part, the faithful and discreet slave whom Jesus appointed. Now, this part, this group is the Watchtower's words, and all these other, this is all Watchtower words here. So they didn't even quote the whole scripture yet. So I couldn't find the whole scripture in the Watchtower articles. So I went to the Bible, and this is what I encourage everyone to do, everyone out there. You don't need Watchtower articles. I just punched in, it says, what does the Bible say about the faithful and discreet slave? Remember, folks, this is the openbible.info. Anybody can plug this in. It brings up the one scripture here, Matthew 24:45. Guess what? It shows the whole scripture. Let's look at it all. Let's read it here together. Guess what? It's a question. That's why they didn't show it. It's a question. It says here, and Matthew said it, and they don't even like Matthew's writing because he writes about the Magi and stuff. They discredit Matthew half the time. But here it is. Who then is the faithful and wise servant who his master has set over his household to give them their food at the proper time? And then it goes on up here, Matthew, it gives more of the scriptures in Matthew 45-47. It says, blessed is that servant who his master will find so doing when he comes. So truly I say to you, he'll set him over all his possessions. Setting him over all his possessions is after he comes, by the way. But so we have to be faithful right to our death. That's really what that scripture is saying. We're all our own wise and discreet, faithful servant of Christ. We're not a servant of the governing body. We're a servant of Jesus Christ. This is really quite simple. It's a scripture. It's a question. And it gets the reader who reads the Bible to ponder this, to say, okay, am I faithful? So let's ponder this. Am I faithful and a wise servant? Well, to be a faithful and wise servant, it takes some years. So if you've been in the organization for 30 years, faithful, wise, I was, whom his master set over his household. I tried my best looking over my household and give them their food at the proper time. So we all have a household. Perhaps our household is just us personally. And are we looking to Jesus as our master to get the food at the proper time? We can go to the Bible. The Watchtower has so many articles. They don't even quote the whole scripture, not in any of their stuff, because it's a question. So this is the biggest farce, and it's lasted since Rutherford invented this. So there you go, folks. Read the Bible. It'll tell you who the faithful and wise servant is. It's you. if you are that, if you fit the bill. Anyways, Keep trying. If you don't feel you don't fit the bill, we are all Christ's children. We're all equal. And in front of Christ, we all stand individually. The governing body doesn't stand before people, or they don't make special highways for anybody. We all stand individually, collectively. Collectively, what we do is we try to show love. Jesus said the two greatest commands is love your neighbor. So when I look around and love my neighbor, I don't look at myself as better or higher or elite. I'm exactly the same. I suffer the same things, the same. I get up in the morning. We all do the same stuff. So, folks, I hope this helps you to discern who really is the faithful and discreet slave. Until next time, live your life with love. Bye for now.
We dearly love each one of you. From the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses, this is JW Broadcasting.